Okay. Um, Rocky Horror audiences, they're very unique. They definitely come to the show expressing their selves or expressing their gender in any way. I know my first performance, I saw a group of guys arguing who was more feminine in their clothing, and he said I had won because I shaved my legs, and the guy did.
Right.
So, why do you think people feel so comfortable stepping outside of their gender normativity in terms of the cross-dressing?
I think the reason people feel comfortable stepping out of the gender norms at the Rocky Horror Show is because actually if you go in there in a gender norm, you stand out. Because I think that in general the crowd as a whole is really playing with extreme ideas of sexuality, whether that means cross-dressing, for example, guys who will go all out and shave their legs and try to make themselves as feminine as possible, or women. I know sometimes for the women it's also this extreme femininity, much more so than, I mean, when I would go occasionally, and like I said, I would always dress up as magenta, the whole French maid, crazy hair outfit, short, skimpy outfit, that's not what I would wear in day-to-day life. That's not what I would wear on the street. That's not anyone who dresses up for these performances. And for example, when I was working box office at the show, we didn't dress as characters, but we sort of all decided we were going to dress in a very overtly sexual way, whatever that meant to us. And so I think when you're at the Rocky Horror Picture Show or the stage version, that the norm there is to sort of do something different with your sexuality and your expression of it than you would just on the street or what have you. So one of the things I think is interesting is that I think a lot of people who are at this show find this as an open place to express themselves, but wouldn't necessarily dress like this out in their day-to-day lives. And so it's a chance to really push the boundaries. And is that how you want to portray yourself all the time? Probably not. But it's a really nice chance to kind of cut loose and experiment a little bit. And you have the opportunity to do it because everyone else is doing the same thing. And in fact, the more extreme, the more honored I'd say you are by the other people there. I think it's almost sort of a competition. Who can push the envelope the most?
Would you say that this film is like a representation of queer culture, and then not only queer being gay, but like it's being weird?
I think it is. Oh, I absolutely think that that's, again, the kind of self-selected group of people who will go and watch this show on a regular basis, or who relate to it, who take great pride in being the Rocky Horror sluts. I think a lot of times it is people who maybe don't feel that they fit in elsewhere and who need a sense of group camaraderie because they don't feel like they belong other places. I always noticed the friends who got me into it when I had watched it the first time as a young child and then didn't watch it again until high school, when I had friends who realized I was a virgin and had never been to one of the midnight screening performances. And the friends who took me to it were people that I would have considered in my high school sort of on the fringes, sort of outside of the normal realm, and perhaps sort of queer, strange in some way, whether it was for some of them in their gender expression, and for some of them just in their complete disregard for what I would consider the social norms of the particular high school that I was in. And these were the sort of people that would go to the Rocky Horror Show and that invited me along for the first time. So I certainly think, it is a place for queer self-expression.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to stop.